Hi, everybody. This is Mr. Rocco, and I'm going to be explaining the pitch to you this week. So here we go. What is the pitch? It is our Unit 3 culminating activity. To explain it in one sentence, your task is to create a pitch to the United Nations for funding. It's going to be 6 to 10 minutes in length, and it will address and solve a social issue based on your nonfiction text and I would say 4 to 5 other resources. So this is a big project and it's going to take the next 3 weeks to accomplish. One question that you might have in mind is how are you being marked for this assignment? Thing number one is you're going to be marked on your process. You're expected to be reading actively your nonfiction text and taking notes in some shape or form. You are going to be creating a driving question. In order to create your pitch, you need to have a good question so that you can come up with a good solution. You're also going to be doing research using our academic database that you can find through our homepage on the resource button. We'll get into that into more detail later. And thing number two, the annotated bibliography is something that you're going to be marked on as well. We'll get into that in more detail later as well. And you are also creating a pitch video. If you have any kind of issue with recording yourself on a webcam like I'm doing right now, the expectation for you is to at least have some kind of audio and slideshow. Okay, so you're going to be recording a video of you pitching your project to your audience. So if you have any issues with that, please reach out to me so we can sort that out sooner than later. So the pitch has 4 different components to it. This is a deconstruction of the pitch document that we already have. So if you've already read it, this shouldn't be anything new to you. So step number 1, topic and research. You need to select a social issue that is raised in your book for further investigation and research. These social issues are connected to our nonfiction text master document that is linked into the pitch document. So if you click on that blue link, it will send you to where you can see what topics are connected to what texts. You also need to find, I would say not 3 to 5, but 4 to 5 reputable research sources. This does not include your nonfiction text. So you need to find at least 4 academic resources plus your nonfiction text. So in total, you have 5 sources that you are going to be sharing through your annotated bibliography. These are some examples of some of the topics that you can find on the master document and how they're connected or sorted into each book. Okay, so for example, an astronaut's guide to life on Earth. We have the topic science, social science, and social justice. So you can explore these specific topics or pick one so that you can develop your pitch. So you are not only reading a nonfiction text, but you're finding 4 to 5 other resources. How you can do this is you can click on our widget that we have on our homepage, and it will take you to a research database. If you click on the research database button, which will take you to a screen that looks like this. I highly suggest that you use Gale Power Search, which is found down here. It's a good place to start for academic articles that are related to the social issues that we're going to be exploring. Moving on, you need to come up with a driving question. What does that look like in a equation? Your nonfiction book plus 4 to 5 resources plus what these texts are trying to resolve is going to be your driving question. An example of this is how can the negative stigma associated with mental health be challenged globally? So we know our topic is mental health and we're asking how we can challenge it globally. This question that I made is going to help me create a solution that I can use to develop my pitch. So you need to come up with a good question in order to create a convincing pitch. Make sure that you evaluate your resources with an annotated bibliography. There are lessons throughout the next couple weeks that will show you how to do this, but essentially you're summarizing your 4 resources, your nonfiction text, and you're evaluating their effectiveness as well as explaining how you are going to utilize them in your pitch. Once you have that all figured out, you have to figure out how to request funding for an action plan. So your pitch is essentially you going to the United Nations and asking for funding to solve a social issue. So I'm not going to get into too much detail here. You can read this on the document, but you have to create some kind of social action. That could be anything from creating policy change, making a campaign, creating an arts program, environmental action, or even creating jobs like for an advisory panel. So there's lots of different things you can do based on the different topics and resources and nonfiction text you're exploring. So making your pitch, the aim is to create a convincing argument, the research and context to justify the importance of your issue. You need a thorough description of your program idea to the target audience and the target issue, and why you require money. Why do you require free money from the United Nations to fund your project? So you have to clearly explain this, and hopefully the persuasive unit that we have done previously will help you create a convincing pitch with convincing language. So think about what you're going to use in your pitch. You must use persuasive strategies to target your audience, and you need to create a script for your speech. Try to also include audio and visual media like a slideshow, images, infographic. You can be as creative as you like. Once you're done that, record and turn it in. Rehearse the presentation. Make sure you don't do everything in one take. Film and record your pitch and submit it to our Dropbox. Please keep in mind that your pitch must be 6 to 10 minutes in length, and a script with, and you also will have to attach a script document to the Dropbox as well. Okay, so if you need to take a closer look at each step, this video is not a substitute for that. There is a document connected to our master pitch document that will give you far more detail than what I'm giving you right now. If you have trouble keeping on track with larger projects, click on our checklist feature. As you see below in the yellow icon, we have that on our homepage, and that will show you the due dates for the different steps of the pitch. Okay, well, I hope this was helpful to you. This is Mr. Rocco. Good luck on your pitch, and as always, feel free to reach out if you have any questions.